cry for the people. Because he was regarded as the leader of a conspiracy to overthrow the emperor of Rome. And the Romans killed him for that. Romans killed everybody when they tried that, you know. And they killed him for that too. But before Jesus was crucified, he was asked a question by one of his disciples. Master, when you have left us, to whom should we go? What did he say? To whom should we go? Without hesitation he answered, you shall go to my brother James the Just, who like me remembers how the universe is made. Did you ever hear that statement in the Bible anywhere? Huh? No. Right? You shall go to my older brother, actually his half-brother, James the Just, who like me remembers how the universe is created. Not St. Peter? No, not St. Peter at all. You see, Jesus never founded a church. Never.
What about that rock business? Peter, you're the rock, and on this rock I build my church.
Forgery. 82% of the sayings attributed to Jesus in the gospel we have is forgery. Only 18% they figured out for sure are reputable. The Bible is very largely a forgery. And most of it is designed simply to support the Roman Empire against everybody. Christianity is the emperor's religion. Christianity was formed and created by Constantine at Constantinople, and it was done in order to make an instrument for governing the Roman Empire. The Vatican in Rome is the civil service of the Roman Empire. It has never changed, and the Pope is now the emperor. We are all in that same fix as we always have been. It's a slavery system. Christianity is a slavery system, as we know. But Jesus believed in freedom. In other words, Jesus' teachings were co-opted immediately. Does that sound familiar? Now, so, my basic prayer is, will the real Jesus please stand up? Right? And the good news is, we're beginning to find out who that is. Is Jesus immortal? Yes, I think I remember that. Is Jesus available for those who need advice? Yes, remember that too. But Jesus doesn't say he's the only master. Huh? Rather, he doesn't even say he's a master, but other people say he is. And it appears that Jesus is a master, but not the only one. You see, this is the imperialist thing. Jesus is the only master, and if you say otherwise, I'll kill you. Have many people been killed for believing that Jesus is not the only master? How many millions would you like to count on both hands? Huh? You know, one of the things that proves that Christianity as we know it is totally false is the idea of heresy. Huh? Heresy was invented by Christianity. There is no such thing in Judaism. There is no such thing in Buddhism. There is no such thing in any religion in the world except Christianity and Islam. There's only one thing worse than Christianity, and that's Islam. Both of these religions are a fraud. In a sense, however, Islam is closer to the real Jesus than Christianity is. That's an interesting topic. But Islam is worse than Christianity about persecution and conversion. Remember what I said? Masters never tell you what to believe or what to do. Here's another one. Masters never make converts. Masters never go around telling you to abandon your religion and take theirs. They never do that. What does Christianity do? Be converted. Become a Christian. Give up your paganism, your heathenism. The heathenism which Christianity made people give up is usually vastly better than the Christianity they took in its place. Usually vastly better. Now, let us understand that heathenism, so-called, shamanism, if you wish, has been the religion of humankind for only about 3.5 million years. And Christianity is this latecomer on the scene. Yes? Jesus is trying to restore shamanism. May I say that? All masters are trying to restore shamanism. Because that's the true religion. Now let me leave all of this, which could go on forever, as you can see. Let me go on and ask another question, Master. What is religion? Well, you know, we think it's a plural word, don't we? Religions, all the religions of the world, you hear that all the time. No. There aren't religions. Religion is a description of a single reality in human life.
Study of the spiritual nature of
Pardon?
man. Study of the spiritual nature of the man.
Yes, it's about the spiritual nature. And it's about something that spiritual natures do. It's the activity of spirit. You're right. Now again, I would refer to the Lawyers Association. The most important course in law school, I'm going to stand up if you don't mind. The most important course in law school is contracts. All law is about contracts, all right? And that when they went to law school, they told you, this is the most important course here, contracts. Ace this one and you got the whole thing done, all right. What is a contract? Well, the law defines a contract. A contract is a promise or series of promises which the law recognizes as binding. Thank you. That's a little better. Okay, thank you. A contract or a promise or series of promises which the law recognizes as binding. Now to put that in terms of Lao Tzu, let us see what a contract is. A contract is an agreement between left brains. What did I say? A contract is an agreement between left brains.
Left brain's power, origin of the universe and power.
Yeah. It's about control, about power, about external things. That's what a contract is. There's another word that goes with contract which you may remember from somewhere, and it's covenant. As in coven, which the witches have. Or the B'nai B'rith, the sons of the covenant, who was the organization of Jewish men who believe in the covenant between Moses and God, right? Covenant. What is a covenant? A covenant is an agreement between right brains. I mean, that will serve as a good distinction. Are these agreements and these covenants important? Well, I would say they are. Life is all about connections. I used to use the word bonding, but nobody knows what that is either. So I use the word connections. And what is a connection? A connection is the cord which establishes the bond between this device over there and the power in the wall. Right? Now the invisible connections that bind us to each other are what our lives are about, isn't it? The silver cords, the bonds of allegiance between husband and wife, parents and children, lovers and lovers, dogs and cats, birds and other birds. The whole universe runs on bonding, doesn't it? What religion is the process of bonding. That's what it is. I always like to say, the place I really learned first about bonding was chemistry class in high school. Chemistry is all about bonding between elements, isn't it? Huh? Oh, you mean that's bonding too? Well, of course. It's the principle of bonding. It's the way the universe works, isn't it? Now, religion is about bonding. All kinds of bonding. Chemical bonding, physical bonding, spiritual bonding, particularly spiritual bonding. Why? Know what Jesus says? Who remembers how the universe is made? Huh? What is the universe made of? Well, modern science is struggling and stripping over its feet, trying to prove what is the primal matter in the universe. They're after this all the time. Well, I have news for them. There isn't any such a thing. The primal reality of the universe is not matter, but spirit. Or energy, if you will. You can call it three things, and this really stretches your mind. It's energy, it's spirit, it's consciousness. You can call it anything you want. Of those three, you look at it, and there are three aspects like hairs on the elephant. Yes? All the same thing, described according to different functions. Spirit, energy, consciousness. Everything, especially you, is made of that. The primal element of the universe is flow of energy, spirit, consciousness throughout the starry universe, both within and without. And religion is the study of how that works. Oh. And all the rules of religion that we have in religion are about how to maintain the bonds between yourself and those and what you love. Okay? I mean, it just, once you say that, it's so obvious that you really didn't have to say it. I mean, it's just really obvious, you know? But as you meditate on that and think about that and begin to practice that, it becomes terribly exciting. It's very useful. It works, you know? The ultimate American pragmatism. Well, in any event, it's about bonding, about connections. Now, I wish to come down to something very much more personal than this. And I really shouldn't do this. This is really getting, you know, a little bit too technical. But of course I'll do it anyway. If you don't mind.
We'll understand.
Okay. Because this is that forbidden realm, mathematics. All right? Now we think of mathematics as being cold and scientific and not very interesting, just something that we'd rather not think about. I wasn't very good in mathematics in high school. No. Boys are better than girls. No, they're not. But anyway, mathematics. You know, mathematicians don't have that problem. True mathematicians are madly in love with mathematics. Literally, they're passionate about it. True mathematicians have ecstasy whenever they solve a mathematical problem. They're just into this so much that they don't even need to have sex. Huh?
I was married to a mathematician. I swear that is true.
Thank you. Thank you. All right?
True.
Now, let me give you a little bridge into just why that is so. I will take you immediately, let's start with arithmetic, that'd be a nice place to start. And arithmetic, and then let's do geometry, and then we get into something else. But arithmetic. Arithmetic is about a series of numbers, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Geometry is basically about geometric progression, among other things, which is 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared, right? Geometric progression, or anything like that. Now there's an interesting thing that's been found out in biology. Arithmetic progression is too slow to sustain life. Geometric progression is too fast. And the series of mathematics that sustains life lies somewhere on a vector between them. The exact vector is the Fibonacci series. And if you want to see where the Fibonacci series begins, look at any CD-ROM disk and notice 0 and 1. Right? Those are the first two numbers of the Fibonacci series. And that's why they're on the disk. And the Fibonacci series is after a fellow named Fibonacci who rediscovered it in the Middle Ages. And it is the perfect proportion of every living thing. It is the mathematics of the universe. It is the distance between the planets. It's the proportion of your arms and legs. When you see anything dominated by the Fibonacci series, you immediately perceive it as beautiful. It is the standard of beauty in the universe. It's the difference between the chords of music. The Fibonacci series is the subtle mathematics between the life force of the universe. That's very exciting, yeah? Now, let us watch how to if you remember just this much, you'll be on the way. The Fibonacci series is very subtle, but very easy to remember. All you do is think CD-ROM disk, 0 and 1. And every time you look at one of those disks, look at it and see the 0 and 1. And think, Fibonacci series. Right? Whoa, we're right off and running right there. How do you get the numbers? 0 and 1 added together are 1. So the first three numbers are 0, 1, and 1. Add the two ones, you get 2. 1 and 2, 3. 3 and 2, 5. 5 and 3, 8. 8 and 5, 13. Just add the two numbers below and get the next one. That's all.